Hey, it's Chris and Colette here again at Magnetizing Millions, and today we want to focus in on the person who's probably had a tough time. They've had a financial disaster and how this has happened and what they need to do to bounce back. So let me tell you a little bit of a story.
Yeah.
Is 3 months ago from this date, my best friend on the planet was killed in a motorcycle accident. He was the best guy I've ever known, and I love him so much, and I still miss him to this day. He was also my business partner. Now, what happened was, because we were so tied in business, I was completely wiped out for about 4 weeks. I didn't do anything, and I ended up with legal bills and clients leaving us, and not being able to pay my staff, and bank accounts locked. Like it was horrendous, and I found myself hundreds of thousands of dollars in the wrong side of the ledger, so in the red, and had to bounce back. So I've been there, and that's what I wanted to share. And then I met Colette, and literally it's been an amazing recovery and an amazing bounce back from there. And I know is all I wanted to say. I know, and I've been there. And so if you're watching this and that's you, then make sure you listen to exactly what Colette has to share, because she was able to help me recover faster than I thought was even possible.
Yes, and that happened to me too. That's why I learned how to recover. I lost an entire inheritance, but it was not a short and fast event. It was like 5 years of having lots of money and then losing it all because I was spending it like crazy.
Right.
And I didn't know what I was doing with my money. But once I had no more, I had to recover from that and wake up. I was in hypnosis, wake up. And the work I did is I had to forgive myself. The first thing was forgiveness. I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive everyone in the team who was at the origin of that. Because when you don't forgive, you hold on to this huge, heavy bag of energy. And there was nothing. I couldn't have any energy to climb back up. And once I released that, then I also released some negative beliefs about money that I had. And then I could climb up and get back on my feet. So there is this aspect of forgiveness, which is interesting because that really can completely block your money progress.
And I'd say this as well as, for me, it felt like it wasn't my fault at all.
No.
Obviously,
Well,
my
different.
friend just died, but I still put myself in the situation where that if that was to happen, which is a possibility on this planet, that I was in that situation. So the other thing for me, as I remember it clearly, I sat there on this lake completely going, am I going to shut my business down? Am I going to just go completely bankrupt, or am I going to rebuild this? And it was a sense of ownership that came over me. It was a sense of ownership, and I just owned it. I said, okay, it wasn't my fault that he was killed, and that really sucks. And I first owned that, and then I owned, and now I'm here, and this also sucks. So what am I going to do? Take money out of other places? Am I going to sell some property? What am I going to do to fix this? Or am I just going to let it go? And so I think that sense of ownership, and I want to add this, is wherever you are, is you have to say and take control of you and your part and the whole thing. Because we create our whole universe. And that for me was so tough. To actually own it, because and if for you might be in a situation where a market correction happened, or a government change, or you lost a huge contract, or that company didn't pay you. It might not even be used, but the thing is you never serve your future self until you just own it, and you just go, well, this is my universe, and this is my reality, and this is what I've decided to create. And so I did that, and then forgiveness is important. But that was my first
Actually, yeah. It was also my first. I had to accept, and that's why I went to this retreat. I'd say, okay, that's all on me.
Yeah.
That's me. I created that. Yeah, I had a terrible team, and I did this and that, and others did that. But I chose the team. Right. I did that. I spent the money. So it was very painful. That's why I had to forgive myself, because, it was really painful. And but that was the first step. Awareness, taking complete ownership, responsibility. Then you take back your power. Then I say, okay, I did it. I have to forgive myself. I have to be forgiven by my husband, and by other people around me. And then you're back, you have your power, then you can redirect your mind and say, okay, what do I do next?
And this is the first step for you wherever you are, is to know that everything you're going through is there for a bigger reason, a bigger purpose. You know, it has to be. You've chosen this, you've created this, and it sucks for me to have to say that, but if you're in a financial disaster and this has happened, this is there for you. You know, now it's time for you to shift, create that forgiveness, but also just to know that it's gonna be you that's gonna do it. No one else can.
And the thing is, usually you rebound so well after that. Once you have let go of the luggages, and like you have rebounded like crazy, and you rebound and it's 10 times better than before. So there is hope on that.
Oh, really. There is. And I want to finish off with this and say this one thing to you. It's only a failure if you stop.
Yes.
It's only failure if you stop. You see, if you take all the learning of whatever business you're in, recalibrate, take the learnings, and then blast off and go, other people won't get it. They won't get it. But if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an investor, you're there, let them not get it. Because what you're about to push through and to have this part of it is just part of it. You see, it's just absolute part of it. When you play the game on the edge, you're not going to get it right 100% of the time, because if you did get it 100% of the time, you're not on the edge.
Yeah.
So you were pushing boundaries, you were doing something, you were creating what you wanted, and then it didn't happen as you wanted. You're human, thank goodness. And if you stop, then you go back and it's wasted. See, if you stop, all the heartache, all this pain is wasted. I'm going to say it again, it's wasted if you stop. It's not wasted if, like me, I sat there and I went, oh, what am I going to do? And I said, I'm going to do it. So I borrowed more money, I did whatever I needed to do, I fixed things up, I did everything I could, patch it up, I had to fire some staff, I had to let some people go, I had to disappoint some clients, you know, I had to do all these things. And I really just got clear on what it is I wanted to bring in. This was my final step. So I'm there and I go, okay, cool. So I own this. And I did forgive. It wasn't me. It wasn't his fault, you know, because all that came through. And then I said, you know what? And I'm going to make this happen. I made that decision and I stood up and I remember just saying to myself, okay, well, what am I bringing in now? You know, what's important to me right now? How am I going to do it differently? How am I going to make sure that this is right? And, you know, I'm so grateful that I did. So I think that's everything I have to share on this topic.
Yeah, and you can do it too.
You can, of course you can. That's why you've watched us right to the end. If you want our help, if you want to understand more of this, then go to our website or just keep watching these videos. Comment below. We love you. You can do it. We believe in you. You're good enough and you're looking great today. See you guys.